The mirror formula is incredibly powerful. I've seen it for myself, but it is also really deep. But for any of us to buy into it, we need to understand where it comes from, the credibility. So I'm going to speak to the man himself, Jerel Ifil, where it came from and what it can do for you.
It's something that I've been consciously building for about 2 years, but probably building it in thought for probably 15.
Yeah.
Since I retired from football.
Yeah. It's 15 since you've retired from football.
Yeah.
That time has flown. I suppose it has, really, isn't it?
Yeah. 32 years old, I stopped playing professionally.
Yeah.
And then I played a little bit of semi-pro.
Yeah.
And then been that.
A little bit different.
Yeah. Slightly different. For me, it was anyway. I didn't enjoy it as much. Yeah. So I just thought, I gave it a couple of shots because I missed football. But it didn't have the same impact on me as I was hoping it was. So I said to the missus, I'm going to stop that and just have my Saturdays back. I was 32 when I stopped playing professionally. Transitioning from something you've done since you were a teenager to then thinking about what am I going to do to provide a living for myself, for my family. It was quite difficult. And I got a lot of support from my wife at that transitional moment because I was a bit down about it. Yeah. But she's not someone that allows me to stay down. She's like, well, what do you need to do? Think of something. What are you interested in? And she got me thinking about what's the next step. And so personal training was the first step.
Which is where we first met.
Yep, that's where we met.
Yeah.
And then I went into mentoring children, started a business mentoring children called Iprovefit. And those two coincided with me playing a little bit of semi-pro football. And that's how the transition slowly allowed me to leave football behind. Yeah. What I saw is without guidance, when you have power, status, money, if you're not taught the right things, you can still throw away a lot of the things that are important to you. So you can make money, but when you have a relationship, you still got to maintain a relationship. You've still got to look after yourself in a certain way and not let that get to your head. You've still got to be an example to people also and not feel like you're above, what would be the fans or people in the street. Then you have your children. You got to look after your children at the same time. So all of these things that come to you at a young age, without guidance, you can throw away. And I've seen my fair share of people who have gone in and out of relationships, in and out of careers. I've seen children who have bore the brunt of some of that at the same time. As a schoolboy, I was an unsigned Tottenham Hotspur player. I was brought into the office with the youth team director. I think it was John Moncur. So the academy director, sorry.
Yeah.
And I was put back to back with another centre back who was slightly taller than me. And then they asked me all these questions about my family. So how tall is my dad? How tall are my uncles? And the decision between the two of us was about genetics.
Wow.
So I didn't get my contract based on how tall they thought I might be or how powerful I might be. So I didn't get my YT there. Then I ended up getting a trial with Watford. And with Watford, I was told 2 days into a 2-week trial that I wasn't good enough, but they didn't tell me. They told my coach at Hendon, who I used to play for under 18s. He forgot to tell me and I turned up the next day. So they're all looking at me like, the hell's he doing here? But on that day, they did things I was good at. And I kind of settled in a little bit more because I was nervous the first couple of days. And then on that same day, they asked me to go on tour to Norway, I believe it was. And then by the time I finished on tour in Norway, I did quite well and they signed me up. And
that is amazing.
Yeah. And then after that, they went, oh, funny story about Jerel. We told him not to come back after 2 days. But that taught me about judgment and not judging people too quickly and giving people the opportunity to prove things to others. So even for my mentoring, we don't judge because we know that, well, I definitely know from experience, and so does my business partner, is that you never know what people can show once they get comfortable enough and they trust. A lot of young people are dealing with rejection.
Yeah.
So at that time, everyone's quite anxious. Are we going to get a contract? Are we not? Everyone's just like on tenterhooks the whole time. And obviously, luckily for me, I got the contract, and then a lot of my friends didn't end up with contracts, and it was devastating for them. So you see the fallout on different individuals, how it impacts them all and how they recover from that, because then you see what they go on to be. I was a late bloomer in terms of my size.
Yes.
So at 16, I was still relatively small, but between 16 and 18, I actually shot up and got quite stocky, because I was in the gym, but obviously genetically I started growing as well. But part of consistently fighting battles when you're a bit smaller is you're showing people that I'm going to show them I can hold my own. And especially in my early years, especially at Swindon, where I spent a lot of time, I used to get sent off a lot because...
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I remember getting sent off like 3 times in one season. I got 15 yellow cards, maybe more. And people started to know me as being a hothead or not controlled emotionally.
It's not the right way to go, is it?
Yeah. So I had to fix that. And it was a part of an insecurity in me for me to react in that way, because I wanted to show people, okay.
Yeah, again, it's contributing to this mirror formula. I just love all of this.
Yeah. So it's the reflection, it's understanding, why am I wanting to hurt somebody in the game? Right. And because in the game, everything happens very quickly.
Yeah.
So a lot of kind of impulse behavior. So if I elbow somebody or headbutt somebody or I tackle them, all of these things have happened. In split seconds, you don't get time to think.
No, it's done.
So you have to allow who you are emotionally to dominate. And if it's insecure and, quite impulsive, then that's going to come out under stress. And if I go back to my Watford days, when we were in a relegation battle, I saw how older pros can be in a negative way. They were holding on to their own position. When mistakes are made, they're turning their head, they're looking at whose fault is it? And the easiest people to point the finger at is the younger ones. So they look at the manager, what's he doing? Things like that. And what I realized is I never wanted to be a person that was threatened by someone coming beneath me. I know and I believe in myself, so I don't need to worry about someone younger than me or someone that is less experienced than me. Help them to get the experience, help people, because there's not a lot of positive out there. When we look at what's out in the social media sphere, there's a lot of pressure. So if we look at youth clubs that we used to have, they're not there as much. And I didn't have many youth clubs, but they were starting to dwindle at that time. So
I learned to play table tennis, for goodness sake.
But they have that, isn't it? Just to have a little bit of a game with someone can stop you from doing something silly, and just twiddling your thumbs on the street. So if there's not enough of that, and then now we are in a position where social media is quite divisive at times. And so if there's not something to combat that, and there is a lot of people that I've come into contact now that are doing really good things. So you just want to add to that. So my addition to that is the Mirror Formula. It's the mentoring company I have, a personal trainer and lifestyle coach. And so I'm trying to do as much as I can to, one, earn a living, but doing it whilst helping people.